Get ready for hot takes and insight from local industry experts in real estate, business, and lifestyle. He used to play ball with the Padres. He played hockey for the Lobos. Now they're crushing it in the real estate game. Together, they'll showcase the best of the Duke City. This is All About YouABQ.
Oh my God, it is all about YouABQ.
Feels good to be back.
The goal of the show is to highlight the best of our city's industry experts in real estate, culture, and lifestyle so that you walk away with some value and feeling inspired. Now, the way we like to do that is to answer the questions you may have or interview the guests that you want to see. So we invite you to join the conversation. You can reach out using the hashtag up here or join our email list to get some timely tips about our community and real estate market. Hey, I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip Real Estate Brokerage here in Albuquerque.
I'm Grant Havey, Vision Mortgage Home Loan Expert.
You probably remember Grant as the head coach of the University of New Mexico men's Lobo hockey team, but now he's absolutely crushing it in the mortgage game.
You may have seen Skip on HGTV's House Hunters, and he's part of the top 2% producing real estate agents in the city.
Yeah, and here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We're joined by Katie and Mireya of IMA Clinical Research Group. And they're doing some fantastic studies here in town, tackling some of the big diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia, finding out what's going on there, how can we better it. But we're going to catch up with them and find out a little bit more about their company. And then obviously stay tuned to the end of the show, man. It's everybody's favorite. Get ready for
Marriage saving.
Skip's tips. Grant, dude, I feel like you're just, it's good to see you, buddy. Welcome back to the studio, man.
You know, it feels good to have me and my puffy hair back on this stage. So,
well, we almost had to get the big stage out so that we could.
We almost had to expand the camera length so it could include me and my hair, or another camera just dedicated to my hair.
Camera one.
I blame the rain. Like if anyone has curly hair problems, they feel me right now. I didn't walk out of the house like this. It just slowly became a lamb.
You're blossoming into a nice young man lamb.
You don't have any flyaways today. I gotta compliment you there.
Yeah, I've been using the hairspray.
Probably
a little heavy.
Borrowing your babe's hairspray. That's good.
My babe. But you're getting over a little bit of a sickness, dude. We missed you on the show last week, dude. I was trying to talk to you on the phone. You sounded like a zombie.
Yeah. I had a little. You like to recall the thing that we don't.
the virus that shall not be named.
Yeah.
The coronavirus.
I was under the weather for a bit, but I'm back. But I'll tell you, we're actually getting into like communal weather time, and I think it's gonna. Those numbers are gonna really rebound, and that's just what happens when warmer weather and people get inside rather than outside. So.
I wonder if there's a correlation between eating like homemade red chili, staying in on a winter's day, and just like a spike in corona cases. You know what I mean?
Maybe this guy's such a red chili fan, and I think it's okay. But green's the way to go. Holler if you hear me. Email me in. You know what chili's best.
Other than that, man, what have you been up to? Anything special?
State fair's coming up. Why is that a big deal? Besides maybe seeing gang members shoot each other, is that I'm going to enter in my vegetables.
What are you going? You going cucumber again?
What am I going? So glad you asked. I'm going to do Armenian cucumber. I'm going to do a regular squash. I have beautiful cherry tomatoes and a variation called an orange tomato and a pear tomato. I'm going to enter them in. I'm going to get more blue ribbons again. If I don't, I'm never coming back.
Yeah. Do they have your picture on the wall at the state fair besides like watch out for this guy, like a wanted poster?
You know what? When I went to the state fair, I met the cutest, oldest people. So I came in probably 40 years junior to any of them, and I come in and I go, hey, I've got this vegetable, and you wouldn't believe the warmth I felt from all these old people. Were like, hey, nice to meet you. That's so good. And so I'll tell you what. Then I got my blue ribbon because I did have the best Armenian cucumber. And I had people in there go and crowd around me like, that was you? And I'm like, yeah,
no big deal.
Yeah. So they're cute people in that community.
Well, that's good, buddy. That's good. Yeah, no, we're wrapping up wedding season, dude. I had a couple of weddings, took Birdie to a couple weddings. Then we're going to one more in San Diego. Shout out Stephanie getting married finally.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Oh, big stuff.
So we're going at the end of the month, taking Birdie out. But wanted to chat about a current event. I think it's very topical when it comes to obviously Albuquerque and the real estate market, but Albuquerque's economy is growing at a faster rate than the national average. City's unemployment rate is currently at 2.9%, which is below the national average of 3.6. City's also attracting new businesses, new residents, and we're seeing a population growth at 1.2%.
Which is great, and then becomes apparel in the fact that we're in real estate and we have a housing inventory shortage.
Let's talk a little bit about that. Median home sales price for single detached this month is up to $350,000, up about 5% from last month.
Let's talk about a number that everyone references in their head. What was the average number 4 years ago?
Oh, 315 probably.
Oh, okay.
You thought it was much less?
Yeah, I thought it was like 210 or something.
Oh, 210 maybe in Rio Rancho or Los Lunas, yeah.
No, yeah. No
inventory, let's see. Inventory was down again, about almost 19%.
Yeah, there's like 13 houses and 5 tough sheds for sale. So
average days on market still like 2 weeks. So overall, the housing market is strong. Prices continue to go up. Inventory is low. Same thing we've been saying for the past 2 years, man. I don't know how much lower we can get in inventory.
So we talk about pricing, and we've said it over and over again that we're kind of buffered from national trends. So people go, I'm hoping house prices will cool. Here's the thing that people need to know. We didn't experience this huge jump in house prices. So it wasn't like, when they fall back down, we've been at a linear 9 to 10% growth. So they're not going to fall on their face because, truth be told, they've been pretty reasonable. So, I mean, you're not going to hold out and go, just wait till they...
Yeah, you're not going to see the dips that we saw in 2008, right? The substantial property value losses that we saw nationwide, California, some of the bigger markets.
Yep.
That's one of the benefits about our little city, man. Yep. We just keep plugging away. Our values will always go up over time, man.
And we do have, and your business, most of your business is predicated on that. We have a big influx of people that want to be here.
Look, I've been preaching it for years. I've run 3 YouTube channels and a TV show all about moving to Albuquerque.
Yeah, so. He opened up a U-Haul company
pretty much
to get them in here.
But what are you seeing in the mortgage space when it comes to inventory? Nobody's selling. We got low rates.
Yeah. So some of my favorite customers are ones that go, I'm not really worried about that rate. I bought a couple houses. We bought one at 9. We bought one at 10%. That actually helps me be able to convey what is reasonable. So I think anyone that was a first-time home buyer in this last region, they were spoiled and they have a false expectation about where rates ought to be. So rates, when people go, when rates get back to normal, 3% isn't normal.
Yeah, it depends on when you bought. What is normal?
So, over industry, historically, like I think it's 7.2%. So we're there. But I mean, if you're waiting for rates to get back to normal, I guess wait for gasoline to get back to $1.25. So.
And that's your mortgage minute.
yeah, I've already said too much. I've already done 3 mortgage minutes. I do think my mortgage minute will go touch on solar. Yeah.
Let's jump into it.
Okay. On it. So I want to talk about solar, and forget the annoying solar salesmen. We know they're out there, and God knows you've visited them 100 times. But let's talk about solar being a component of your house, and if it's something that can be raised in value. I think that solar is great if it's been paid off. I think solar is terrible if you are trying to convey a property and go, oh yeah, guess what? I put you on the hook for a solar payment. So solar has its value. I think it's been exaggerated. If you ever meet a solar salesman, they go, well, you just increased the value of your home. Negligibly, barely. So just make sure if you're going to get solar, that you don't make it someone else's problem, because a lender's not going to see the value that you have paid for solar. That's our mortgage minute.
Yeah, I can't hit home on that enough. So many times, solar makes sense if it's your forever home. If you've got 2 air conditioning units and you're running them full hour, then yeah, it makes sense as your forever home. If you're gonna be in this home for 2 or 3 years and you wanna spend 60 grand on a solar system and then expect the next buyer to come in and give you that 60K back, it's not gonna happen. You may as well light it on fire.
It may make you a non-competitive house. If you're trying to get that money back, you may find yourself not a viable choice for somebody. You're gonna go, hey, 335 is the worth of my house, but we made it 350 because I got solar. A lot of people aren't gonna see it that way. I will tell you something that maybe I need solar. My bill was $778 this month.
What are you running, a penguin farm?
I was about to say, do I have a tanning salon going on? I don't know. It's the highest it's ever been. I need to investigate it, but yeah.
Yeah, but so wait, here's what that's 1, 2, maybe 2 months out of the year. The remainder of the time it's what, $100. So it's tough to justify.
Well, because I keep my house 52 as a former
hockey player,
roommate. You're coming out in your bathrobe.
You have an ice rink in the living room. Coming up, here's why you're going to want to stay tuned. We're joined in studio by Katie and Mireya of IMA Clinical Research Group. Now, Mireya was one of the youngest CEOs in America. So we're going to hear her story and why she's doing business here in Albuquerque.
The women killing it.
Love having girls on the show, dude.
Women killing it advocates.
Yeah. And then obviously stay tuned to the end of the show. It's everybody's favorite Skip's Tips. Stay tuned. This is YouABQ. Welcome back to YouABQ. I'm Skip Adams, owner of Sold by Skip, real estate brokerage here in town.
Grant Havey, home loan expert.
And it is another female episode, dude. I'm just reaching out to all of our viewers out there. We're joined by Katie and Mireya of IMA Clinical Research Group, and we're going to find out more about what it's like being a CEO and just a clinical research analyst. How about that?
Yeah, and Katie accompanying them, and we're going to tell them.
So
tell
Katie,
us all about your.
Yeah, Katie and Mireya, welcome to the show. It's awesome to have you guys here.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
Well, here's what I like about you guys. First of all, from Mexico, moved to Albuquerque and kind of grew up here. You have a fantastic backstory. Talk a little bit about what was it like growing up here and how did you become the youngest CEO in New Mexico?
Again, thank you for the opportunity, and it's been great. I love Albuquerque and all the surrounding areas, and it was great. The opportunity came about after volunteering in a hospital, and I just went ahead and decided to be a research assistant and move my way up within the clinical research.
Well, that's a fantastic story. And Katie, I mean, look, I know you through real estate. You and I have a cool backstory. You and Grant have a cool backstory. It's always fun to watch you guys banter back and forth.
Yeah.
8 or 9 years deep,
I don't know what you're talking
one
about.
of my dearest friends that she had got married to, and so I've really seen her blossom.
Thank you. We're going to leave it there.
Okay,
Yeah. We don't need to go any further there. Yeah. But yeah, it's nice seeing you guys today.
Well, we've been trying to get you guys on the show for a while now because I think you bring so much to the community. Talk a little bit more about IMA Clinical Research, and I know this company is just got acquired, or you just acquired your previous company, but talk about how you guys came to work together.
Yes, that's correct. We were formerly known as Albuquerque Neuroscience, and we were recently acquired by IMA Clinical Research about 2 years ago. And then we had a really important study that we required a nurse. And this is where Katie came about to become our nurse and our clinical research coordinator for that specific study for Alzheimer's, actually.
Well, so not just Alzheimer's, but you guys have current studies going on for ADHD, Alzheimer's and dementia, bipolar, depression, diabetes, obesity, PTSD. You guys cover the whole spectrum. But talk a little bit about, researching and coming up with, cures. I mean, what do you guys do in the lab all day?
You want to touch on
So there's a lot that's involved into just a clinical trial. But for me as a coordinator and specifically interacting with the participants, it's hard for me not to say patients. We do a lot of different stuff, but the Alzheimer's specifically, that study is involved with the infusions. We do labs, but for various studies, you come in and do labs, you do different physical exams, we do EKGs, it's a broad spectrum of stuff that's involved in each different trial.
So my always question as a business guy, where do you get funding, or how do you generate revenue? How does this thing stay afloat?
We work with pharmaceutical companies. We call them sponsors, and they have different studies, whether it is central nervous systems, medical, or device studies.
Okay, so do they take your information and then go and further themselves into possibly making I don't want to say a drug, but some kind of a treatment that they can implement, maybe buy information based on your...
On our findings, it's the other way around. So the
really?
sponsor has the protocol, and then we review to see if we're a good fit. they really love New Mexico, Albuquerque area because of our diversity. And we're able to fulfill that diversity aspect of the protocols that they're looking for. They usually have them across the nation or worldwide.
Yeah.
And we are very,
Diverse.
we're in a very good area to bring in participants with diverse
So
populations.
how do you get them in, right? So you need I guess, for your case studies or clinical reviews, you need specimens. They're humans, right? But you need them. How do you get them in the door?
We do community outreach events. We are also associated with the Alzheimer's Association, of New Mexico. And then we also do social media advertising, and then we are always there and available and offer free memory evaluations for the community at no charge. Everything is free. There's no payments for anything of being on the study or being there to do the Alzheimer's.
I think I need a memory evaluation. I can't find my car sometimes. I would leave Smith's and I go, whoa, I was just here 7 minutes ago. Maybe I'll slide up tomorrow.
One puck too many is what I was going to say.
One puck to the head too many. No, it's funny because I always remember growing up, or in college or stuff, always being strapped for cash, just being like, is there a clinical research I can go be a part of to try and make some money? But
I should have thought of that.
Yeah, but I think it's great that you guys are heavy into the community, and obviously it's almost a way of giving back to the community, offering free memory tests, like you said.
Yes.
So we're going to have links to your website. In fact, your website we can pull up, but you guys are a nationwide company.
That's correct.
And not just in Albuquerque, you're in some other major metro areas doing studies as well, right?
Really?
Where are some of the other areas you guys are?
We're in Texas and New Jersey, and then we have 20 New York.
20 locations.
We have over 23 different sites.
So let's say, so people go to visit your website, and again, I don't want to dummy it down, but you're interested, and you say, okay, how would you go?
Find a trial, click the button.
If you're that's correct. We have our current studies listed for all of our clinical research facilities there, as well as career opportunities if you're wanting to see what it is to go into, being part of a clinical trial as a nurse, a research assistant, a coordinator, a provider.
When I see patient, what are we considering that? What are you classifying that as? As a person that was part of a study, or when it said patient, who would be clicking that?
That would be the
participant,
the interested individual. And then also, if they have my email or Mireya's here, it's easy way to get in contact with our site specifically. Or you can select the location on the website.
Yeah, like anything, I think every movement we had or endeavor that I find to be valuable, it's how do we get out there, right? You have to have something very valuable, and it's like, great. Now, how do we make the masses aware of what you're up to? So we'll do our best. I find it worthwhile, and it's I think an awesome thing you guys are.
So obviously we'll have links to all your social media, your website on our website as well, and get the word out in the community. And if you ever need, one thing that you would discuss too as well, that you guys are always hiring. And I think that, it's really cool to be a part of something that makes a change in the community. But talk about some of the positions that you guys are looking to fill.
Patient recruiter specialist, research assistants, nurses, doctors with specialties. And then any student that is just interested in knowing what research is about, they can come and shadow as well. So we're always welcoming the community or any career.
So do you have a good relationship with UNM and some of the smaller colleges here for like nursing schools that they can come and intern, stuff like that?
We're always reaching out to see if they're interested, yes.
Yeah, you know what I find admirable about this? I think the bullet points of everything you service, everyone, it can hit home with somebody, right? Someone can go, yeah, I let my heart out to that because someone is suffering or a part of some of those bullet points you have. So I think that probably bodes well for you, where someone goes, oh man, I'm invested. I'm in that. I have that happening.
And I would say if you're slightly interested in any type of research and you don't have any experience, that doesn't mean you shouldn't reach out and give it a shot. That's how you get started in anything. Especially as a nurse, you don't know until you are actually doing something if you like it or not. Just throw it out there.
You have a cool backstory, Katie, in the fact that I know you're a nurse and you've bounced around through a couple different medical fields.
Thank you.
You know, through the back. And then, but you know, in
yeah.
speaking to you about clinical research, you seem very passionate about it and the project that you do here. So.
It is. I was a NICU nurse for 6 years or so. I thought that was it. I thought that's what I was doing forever. I loved it. And I was an oncology nurse, same thing. And then I realized I like being a part of change also. And it's really rewarding, especially this Alzheimer's study that we're working on. It's huge. It's making, I mean, we're part of history. It's pretty amazing. So, yeah, I mean, it's you're part of change for the better, and that's pretty amazing.
I think it's important that you perform better when you like your job, and I say that, you know, happy hockey players play great hockey. I feel like I've done my best work now that, you know, I love my career, and I think with age you get to have preferences, right? When you get out of school, you go, oh, okay, what do you want to do? You want to work for Frito-Lay or whatever? You go, all right, well, okay, I take. And then you get some experience to your belt, and you go, here's what I want to do, and you get more out of an employee, or
Right.
you know, when you like it and you feel when you feel the need or you believe in your cause, then you go, yeah, the money's great, but I love this, and you get more yield out of people.
And I'll say, since I have bounced around, as Skip likes to say, I don't know if I mean, I'm not just saying this because she's my boss, but it's a completely different ballgame when you have a boss who is also the same age as me, and it's really makes me feel like I haven't accomplished much when I compare her. But she's such an incredible person who cares about her employees, and so it makes it so much easier to enjoy your job.
So what I hear you saying is that, you know, the company gives back, but it's also a great place to work and grow as a person and a researcher and a nurse to just to be on the forefront of, you know, tackling diseases and coming up with solutions for the greater good. And I think that's awesome. I think it's very admirable for both of you.
Let's touch on a few. So we were talking about community outreach and your participation. Tell us about a few organizations or events that you guys participate in to increase awareness and be part of the community.
Yes, we're going to be attending the Alzheimer's Walk here in Albuquerque and in Santa Fe. The one in Santa Fe, it's September 30th, and the one in Albuquerque, it's October 21st, I'm sorry. And we're going to be there, you know, just participating, just giving out education, showing awareness.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to be, if anybody is interested for us to go and give a presentation, just give education materials, or just overall about what we do, we would love to have the opportunity to go to any of your businesses.
Yeah, we were talking before the show. I'm always proud of my Lobos. I'm really big on philanthropy, and if they don't have games, we're going to go over there. We're going to help you out.
Oh,
thank you.
Boy.
Always bringing awareness.
Yeah, you get hockey help, beware. You're going to get an energetic bunch.
No, that's great. That's great. And just wanted to touch again. I mean, I think you have a cool backstory in, you know, being from Mexico and then coming to Albuquerque, but also talk about
really going for it.
You're so well traveled when it comes to going to different conventions in different cities and stuff. What do you think about, you know, Albuquerque? How do we stack up to some of the bigger cities, and why would anybody want to move here?
Well, we're number one, so who's number two?
Yeah.
Right. No, I love it. By going to different states and just interacting and having network with a lot of different individuals in many different states, I always love coming back home and be able to bring a lot of study opportunities for the community here, because not just the weather, it's just amazing to be here, and then the people surrounding, all the volunteers that we have had through the many years that I've been in clinical research, it just feels different. It feels like home. And other places, you know, you're there, you gather the information, and then you come home and then just be able to utilize it within your community.
That's a smart way to improve sentiment. You know, there's, if you guys agree with me, there's a growing sense of people being in angst and being about, you know, America, and it's like, oh my gosh, and the best way to ever make an impact is locally.
Yes.
And you can, and if everyone believes in that locally in a conglomerate, you improve. But if you go, I don't know, we're just mad, we're down, you know, we're just going down. It's like, no, you get involved, and that assembly, it improves your country. And
I was going to say, I feel like right now it's kind of a rough time, right? We've had that thing called COVID and just a lot of hectic stuff. So giving, especially when we have depression studies and other things that people have usually tried countless different remedies that haven't worked for them. It's kind of nice to have a local feel where you are giving somebody some hope that there's going to be change and change for the better.
Yeah, I think you could throw politics out the door when everyone can agree on improving and health, right? And
Right.
That's a good way to maybe bridge people that go, forget your, here's our differences, but here's our similarities.
Right.
Like we need to work on this stuff. Yeah.
Bringing them all together.
Yeah.
Awesome. Katie and Mireya.
Should we all hug now?
Yeah, no, I feel like.
And also about hiring locally too.
Yeah.
I think this is very important because, as you know, just touching bases with community outreach, there's nothing better than seeing a familiar face, and then you go and then you create more doors and opportunities within your community as well with patients, and then in the career field of healthcare with clinical research.
You have a fun nurse sometimes too,
No, absolutely. Katie and Mireya, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Again, we'll have links to your website. If people want jobs, come to you guys directly. If you guys want to be a part of study, be a part of change, we'll have links to reach out to you guys as well. I was hoping you could do us a favor, though, since everybody was mocking my accent. I've been practicing off camera. I've been practicing Mireya's name for about 20 minutes now. Will you, typically, like when we go into the next segment, we do a sign off that this is YouABQ, thanks for watching, something like that. Will you take us out in Espanol, in Spanish?
Oh my
I just want to hear you like flow, just go for like,
cool.
thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
This is Mireya Medina.
I thought you were talking to me to do this.
No,
You're from Los Alamos.
Yeah, you can do the Los Alamos accent.
Here we go again.
LA,
Yeah.
LA, you know what's up. Hilltoppers.
Yeah.
So go ahead and take us out.
Muchísimas gracias por todo su tiempo, les agradecemos de todo corazón y esto es YouABQ. Muchas gracias y los estaremos viendo luego. Gracias.
Bueno.
God, that was sick.
Bueno.
Can we just
down.
You know, you caught that, right? Now your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little sugar, a little piece of vegetation. I'm actually,
You can't even say
I'm
Albuquerque.
actually fluent.
So.
Albuquerque.
Okay, Borat.
Stay tuned to our next segment. We're going to get into the life-changing Skips Tips. This is YouABQ.
Welcome back. In our last segment here, great guest today. Thank you for coming by, Mireya and Katie. We're going to get into now life-saving Skips Tips.
Oh, that's right. It's Skips Tips. Anything that saves us time, makes us more money, allows us to have more fun in real estate or real life. Here's something that's counterintuitive. It's noisy, more expensive, and may not fit the aesthetic of your neighborhood. But did you know a metal roof is more energy efficient, will last longer, and for local buyers, actually makes the house more appealing. The style is known as Northern New Mexican, and it's made of up to 50% recycled material. While it costs more to install, it may increase the overall resale value for local buyers. Comment below if your roof needs an update. Share this with a friend and tell them Skip said so.
Yeah. Here's something I can enjoy about what you said. I think that metal roofs stand the test of time. I think that everyone is always battling roofs, right? And I always thought it made sense. I didn't know why we didn't have more metal roofs implemented. But they don't work for flat roofs, obviously. Is there anything for that?
No. Well, you can do a TPO roof, which is a big rubber sheet you put over the top of your house. But to make your house look more Northern New Mexico, we call it, is that pitched metal roof.
I actually don't see any drawbacks to it. Maybe it's noisy. I think it may sound cool, but like, let's be honest about roofs. It always seems like a ticking time bomb. And when am I going to have to replace my roof? With the people that do the metal roofs, that's it. You're done.
50-year lifespan.
Yeah,
a little bit more expensive.
And
but
recycled material. Come on, get
what are you
behind
trying
that.
to do? This is YouABQ, guys.
We're all about recycling. We're green. We're saving whales, saving the world. Yeah.
It's actually made out of whales.
This show is made out of whales. Wait, it's not. It's not made out of whales.
That's counterintuitive. Wednesday nights, Sunday mornings, here on the Education Channel or worldwide at YouABQ podcast. This is all about you, ABQ.
You're watching YouABQ.